Hi, my name is Mark Martin from eWarehouse, and today we're looking at call management within the Oxygen system. We have the ability to have multiple call types and multiple service desks built into the system. So here we are looking at an incident manager, and the incident manager is within the IT department, whereas also I have my facilities team manager, James Brown, who only sees items within the facilities management queues. And if I click on this item 1575, what I have now is, as incident manager, the ability to apply certain actions, so manually move things through the workflow. I can add a file note, I can send an update on the call, I can resolve the call, I can escalate the call, but as you can see, without resolution, currently we are unable to close a call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on this call. Firstly, I'm going to just apply a file note. And then request some information from the customer. And in this instance, what it will do is, if I click here, it's going to generate an email to the customer, but also it's going to make it visible within the self-service portal for them. And if I now update my history, we can see that the customer has responded. And we've done some work on here and are unable to resolve it. So our next part of the manual process is to escalate. And by clicking here, what it will do is it will have escalated the call, and it will have escalated the call based on some rules that have been predefined within the actual database. So if I now log out from being incident manager and I log in as Sam Groves, the call has then been escalated through to him for him to deal with. As you can see, our SLAs are working through as well at this point. Again, we can set some automation around that, so if a warning or a SLA is missed, then it can automatically move the call into another queue. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the call, and for the point here, what I'm going to do is assume that we've now done some work and made resolution. As you can see here, I also, as being a second line engineer, have the ability to stop the clock, whereas the first line incident team don't. So at this point, I'm going to resolve this, and we'll say that we replace some hardware. And by entering here, what that will have done, as you can see, is moved it to a resolved status, but it's also generated an email which has now been sent through to the customer, basically informing that we believe now that this is resolved and it's down to the customer for them to actually close this. So if we now go to the self-service portal and we look at our incidents, we can see this one being at a resolved status, and obviously we would have received our email. And if I click on here and go to update, I have the option to either send an update which will inform them that this is not resolved, or close the call. Now obviously not all end users are going to close calls automatically or through the self-service portal, so we can set a timer behind that, 24, 48 hours, which will control it and automatically close it if we've had no response. But then in this instance, I close the call, and it's now 6 incidents open. And if I just force this to update, the blue square denotes that that is now a closed call.